masses? Welcome back to One Name Sports, and today is our last video in our Prem review series, part 3 if you want to call it that. And today we're doing the best Premier League talents as of this year under the age of 21. This was requested by somebody in the comment section. You can always drop your suggestions there. I'll give my thoughts, and I'll give my reasons. I can back it up, and maybe ask the thoughts of our extended community from there. So don't be afraid to leave your comments there. I'm always reading everything. I try to respond to everything in a timely manner as well. So, just be fearless. Just drop something and let me know your thoughts. But yeah, it's just a couple surprising names, a couple obvious ones from my thoughts of the best talents. Now, talents don't mean the best performing. Some of them just haven't had as many opportunities, but just who I see maybe in a couple years' time proving to everyone with their quality. So talent turns into quality. So we're projecting there. But without further ado, let's just get right into it. All right, I have a ton of names to mention. So to make it a little easier on myself, I'm going to give my top 5 talents, and then everyone else is in honorable mentions, no real ranking order. As it stands this year, number 1, the obvious, Phil Forden. The man looks like the mix between David Silva and I don't know what other player to really put him as, but maybe a young Jack Wilshere when he was bossing up Barcelona and things like that. But yeah, Forden is phenomenal. For him to kind of force his way into Pep's rotation and his side, and push Sterling and push Sterling one side, it just goes to show. So he looks like a great talent for the next couple years. Moving on from there, in second place, I gotta go Makai Osaka. Osaka just looks phenomenal. He shows up Pepe, he showed up Willian, he showed up Aubameyang, he showed up Laka. The man has a 7 on his back. Might be a little premature, but his performances say otherwise. Wherever you need to put me, coach, wherever you need me to do, he is always a driving force in every Arsenal performance. Rarely do I see otherwise, if ever, this season especially. So he looks, as soon as he gets a little more finishing practice, maybe do some shooting, maybe Henry needs to make a trip and show the man them how to place the ball. But that's all that's really missing from his game. Work rate is exceptional. Him tricky, him jiggy, him fast, him strong, him can't pick a pass. So yeah, that's really the biggest thing missing from his game at the moment. Number 3, gotta go with Man U, and gotta go with young Mason. Clinical striker, playing how he's playing. Maybe needs to be a little bit stronger, but he has a speed, that two-footedness, the lethality in front of goal. I can see him in the England setup for years to come, but how England thing work already. So I just see him being a top striker as long as he gets the opportunities a couple years. But England thing kind of shaky on the strikers end, but we shall see. I do love Greenwood's potential. Moving from there, we're gonna go with Wesley Fufana in terms of talent in the Premier League. Defensively, I don't think there's anyone better at the moment. We're just a crazy find from Leicester. I mentioned him in my top signings video, part 2. You can catch that whichever side. But yeah, he's just a great composed defender, and can't believe that I think he just turned 20. That's crazy. And lastly, a player that we saw for a lot of the season. Unfortunately, he got injured, and I thought that was older than what he actually is Neto. That'll be my surprise pick. My number 5 is Neto from Wolves. Listen, Jota moving out the way just gave him the opportunities to show up and show out. He's crazy. He there's a drive that he plays with as a winger. He's more of a traditional winger, but he has a little edge to him, a little extra strength to him, a little more composure in his game. That I couldn't believe it when I saw his age. I couldn't believe he was that young. So definitely see big things for him, especially when Ronaldo takes that bow. Portugal has a group of talent that's coming up that's looking very, 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 very good. And Neto will be a part of that. So again, Forden, Osaka, Greenwood, Fufana, Neto. That's my 5 biggest talents in the Premier League for season of 2021. Now we're going to get to the honorable mentions, aka everybody else that I kind of have to group together. All right, so looking at Chelsea, they actually, for me, it's Hudson-Odoi. When Hazard was there, he looked like he was trying to force his way into the team. He looked like a better baller than Willian, but he had to wait his turn. And he's had kind of up and down kind of last 2 years, but he's still only 20, which is crazy when you think about it. But yeah, he's only 20 years old. He's played a little bit part right now under Tuchel, but he's a great, great talent. Moving across London, you have ESR, Emile Smith-Rowe. First off, the man is a yard man. Look it up. But yeah, Smith-Rowe, they call him the baby KDB for a reason. He has that drive. He has confidence on the ball. Again, I feel for him though, because he's a little more just getting used to first team ball. I think for him it's a little more timidness. I'm going to default to pass the ball when you know you can take a shot. But I feel like next season he might make another step, a little more confidence in his game, and take a couple more shots and beat a couple more people and stop trying to force a pass or an assist. But yeah, I definitely respect his talent. No, top ball. Man, over the last couple of years, we've kind of been hoarding some of the talent around Europe. It's kind of coming to a head in terms of we're not giving as many opportunities as they probably the academy kids want. There's a bunch that I'll be missing out on, as Garner for one, but we have Jallo that we bought. That's looking like he'll be a phenomenal talent as well. I haven't seen enough of him in first team play. I've seen some under 23 games. He looks great. Ilanga, who just recently got his debut, looks great as well. Shoretire or Shortire, whichever way you want to pronounce it, looks like a great talent. Of course, Hannibal Nejbri, who I want to see more of. Maybe he'll get more opportunities in the preseason and stuff like that. But we definitely have some talent coming through our academies. And I just need to see them more. There's more playing with them. Speaking of a player that was playing in a first team setup, that's Curtis Jones. I remember a couple of years ago he was with the FA Cup team that did some remarkable performances for Liverpool when they were kind of competition locked with their first team. So he looks really, really good for the opportunities he got. Flip side of him is a starter for a team, which is Messier or whatever version you want to call it, at Leeds. Their starting goalkeeper. He just turned 21, I believe, earlier this year, and he's really, really young. Looks like a top keeper. Doesn't really make many mistakes. Like, everybody can stop a shot, but he doesn't make mistakes, which is one of the biggest things for a young keeper in order to keep their spot. So I can see a long career ahead of him. Maybe, who knows, in 5-6 years or whatever, he can be the France number one. He looks really, really good. A couple other players. I did definitely forget Martinelli. He didn't come back and look too good, but that first season, yeah, he definitely should be getting more opportunities than Nketiah, who's somebody that they should throw away, send him out to business. They should be playing Championship, League One ball. So yeah, Martinelli looked really good. 2 right backs for England, Tyreek Lamptey and Mitchell. I mixed their names up, but Mitchell and Lamptey, one at Brighton, one at Crystal Palace. Both of them look really, really good. It's just one thing England are not short of is right backs. So unfortunately, I don't know if they ever will play, but the performances are there. You can see the potential for them to be really good players with around England camp. I don't know how far it will go. But one player that is keeping them out of potential setup is Rhys James. Looks really good for what he is, a dynamic right back. I don't know if he's better than Wan-Bissaka, but he's kind of been keeping Wan-Bissaka out the setup. I don't know what kind of politics are going on there, but Rhys James looks good. He's a good free kick taker. I think originally, though, he was a central midfielder, but you get game where you take it, where you can't get it when you're young. So who's to say? Now, there's so many young talents in there. Please drop in the comment section below anybody that I missed. But let me know what you think about my top 5. Again, Forden, Saka, Greenwood, Fufana, and Neto. Let me know your top 5 top talents in the Premier League as of this season. Don't come 2 years down the line whenever you see this video and tell me, oh, see, you was wrong. This guy broke his foot and da-da-da-da-da. Let me know as of 2021 season in the Premier League where your top talents are. Again, you can always find me on the One Aim Sports IG page. Come over there, say hello, follow us, interact. I'm always there. It's linked to my personal device, so you should know. Please like, subscribe, and share. Put it on your Facebook, send it to your WhatsApp. Whoever wants to enjoy the content and support a Jamaican perspective on YouTube. Thanks again for all your support for whoever has been there. Videos will be coming a little faster and more often now that international ball game is coming around. So look out for another Reggae Boys Roundup video. Look out for some previews for the matches that we have in June. And turn on notifications if you want. That's not really on me. I'll just take the subscribe and some comments. But whatever floats your boat. Thank you again. This is One Aim Sports. Peace.